Hallo, guten Tag, wie geht's? Wir bleiben nach, bis die Wolken wieder Lichter sind und unser Vater immer geheiligt werde der Name, dein Reich komme, dein Wille geschehe. So today we're going to be talking about languages and what it means for us in education. Hello, my name is James Shaw and I'm the ESO Education Supervisor here at Joint Force Headquarters, Army National Guard, North Carolina. We are right now in Education Week, and today what we're going to do is bring to you several soldiers who have a second language. Some of it was learned from their native country, and then some of them is because they went through DLI or maybe through college and university to learn that second language. But what we're going to talk about is the value of that language and what it means for readiness for the military, and or just personal hobby or enthusiasm to learn something culturally speaking. But ultimately, what it means for us here at the Education Office is that we offer the DLPT as a way for you to test and see where your language abilities are, and it also does come out for points on your ERB. So let's get started.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Владимир. Я говорю по-русски язык хорошо. Hi, my name is Vladimir. What I just said was in a Russian language, and I've said my name and that I speak the Russian language.
Hi, I am Sergeant First Class Hannah Eckert. I am with the 878th Engineer Company.
Доброе утро. Меня зовут Emily Lilly. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Io parlo italiano. I speak multiple languages. I'm the company commander of Charlie Company 1st and 120th Infantry Regiment. I'm an armor officer, and I've studied multiple languages both inside and outside of the military.
Good afternoon. My name is Ashley Martinez. I'm the GI Bill Manager for the North Carolina National Guard.
My name is Staff Sergeant Garrity, Sumin Garrity. Taking the DLPT, so in Chinese language, there are actually two different ways of writing. Or in mainland China, they use a simplified Chinese. And then in Taiwan, we use a traditional Chinese. So it's actually two different ways of writing. But when I was taking the DLPT, it was in a simplified Chinese, which I did not learn. So it was a little bit challenge for me trying to take the DLPT test in simplified Chinese.
How was the DLPT for you?
I actually really liked it. It wasn't boring. There was a lot of pictures from like the actual country because I took Arabic through it, and there was a lot of pictures of the countries we're going into where Arabic was the predominant language.
I always start with doing the reading portion first because it allows me to ease into the language. It's a little bit more self-paced. When I'm taking the listening portion, I will usually read the questions first and then think about certain trigger words that I might be listening for. It helps me to catch the words that I need to listen to see which is the correct answer. It's opened some doors and given me some opportunities. This past year when I was deployed with the 30th ABCT, we had some opportunities to go conduct exchange missions with other countries, and I was selected for one because of my Russian language proficiency. I've also been able to get additional pay because of the strategic language list, which offers pay for those critically needed languages, even though I'm not a no-language billet.
I was stationed in Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii, and it was during the RIMPAC exercise, and there was an emergency landing that needed to take place. I worked for the headquarters squadron building, therefore any and every landing aircraft had to go through our headquarters building, especially if it was an emergency landing helicopter, which is what happened. The folks on board were Mexican from Mexico and knew absolutely no English. The folks we had in the headquarters building that received them at the time, no one knew any Spanish. Therefore, I had to come down and be the translator. So definitely not something I was expecting, but it did happen. If I had to recommend someone to study a language, I would say either Spanish or Arabic.
Absolutely, I love studying languages. It's given me an eye into various cultures that are around the world. It helps us to bond with other countries that we're working with. Given the chance, I would study pretty much any language that was offered to me, and in fact, I've studied quite a few through JKO courses and through formal language education. My next language that I would like to study is Uzbek.
Would you recommend any particular language for the soldiers?
For soldiers, I would pick a language that is of interest to you because that will gear that language learning towards what you want to do.
In this region, I know I would prefer probably Spanish. And something I'm learning right now. Spanish is a useful language in this region, but I would recommend to learn whatever you would like to learn.
For me, when I first came over to the state, I didn't really speak English at all. It was a challenge for me, but the easiest way to learn is you just have to dive right into it, and I actually watch a lot of TVs and movies with subtitles.
I definitely recommend it. It's not only good for you in the Guard, it's also good for you when you are in the civilian sector.
Wherever we go, there's always going to be some foreign internationals that we have to translate to the higher-ups, or just in terms of just foreign relations, you have to understand their culture, etc. You got to understand their language.
Because it makes us more effective. Information is knowledge, and knowledge is power, so the more that we can relate and the more we can communicate, the less chance of having disagreements or misunderstandings.
We are constantly immersed in other cultures. We're working with partner nations, or we're going on deployments where we may be required to either speak or understand what's going on around us. So being able to speak multiple languages is very helpful in just being available and understanding what's going on for our safety, for our awareness, and for mission success.
2 or 3 years before I was comfortable speaking in English, going from not speaking in English at all, but I did have a lot of tutoring.
Take foreign languages, study them, get immersed in the culture, learn about what's going on around you, and you'll be surprised at how much it enriches and improves your life.
I say do it, even if you're hesitating, if you're scared. I started, obviously, and learning English, and at the end of the day, it was just telling myself I can do this, and practicing every day, and as you can see, I speak English pretty well. So I say go ahead and knock it out.
Here at the Joint Force building. Sorry, I should
You're good. It's all about editing,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do on the edit.